You really don't want to miss this episode because I have with me Michael who will talk about this community toolkits and all those new features that are coming up. Hey Michael, how are you?
Hi, Frank. Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
I'm super happy. So you're here to tell us more or get us started with the community toolkit. So what is it? What can it how can it help us?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Community Toolkits are organization up on GitHub. We're part of the .NET Foundation, and we are really all about having different libraries and helpers for different .NET technologies. So if you're using MAUI or the Universal Windows Platform, UWP, or the Windows App SDK, or just .NET itself, we have various different things and helpers that can help you out. And so that's what we're all about.
Oh, excellent. So you mentioned .NET Foundation, and I heard also GitHub, and you are in this episode. So it's open source, right? Can we you have a repository where we can watch the code?
Yeah, exactly. So let me kind of share my screen over here. So I can actually go to our organization. So this is our GitHub organization. It's just github.com/community toolkit. And so these are where all of our different projects live. So we have the project that I work on, which we'll go into a little bit more details here, the Windows Community Toolkit. We also have the MAUI Community Toolkit and the .NET Community Toolkit. So the .NET Community Toolkit is great if you're doing any .NET development. It has high performance APIs for really kind of optimizing your code paths. It also has the MVVM toolkit, which is widely popular for any kind of UX work that you might be doing, regardless of whichever UX stack, whether that's WPF or MAUI or UWP, like I mentioned, the Universal Windows Platform, or Windows App SDK, whatever UI technology you're using, Avalonia with .NET, the MVVM toolkit can help you out there, separating your concerns in your UX stack. So that's a really exciting piece of technology that we have as part of our helpers. So it's a really exciting group. We're really pairing the engineers that are working on these projects. Most of our maintainers here, like myself, work at Microsoft, and then we collaborate with the teams at be it .NET engineers or the folks working on MAUI or the folks working on the Windows platform, as well as, of course, our breadth of wonderful community volunteers and people that contribute to these projects. It's really amazing to work with people in the open source and see what we can build together. It's really amazing the power that open source provides us to create great things and see those leveraged across so many different other projects in this world.
Yeah, the big open source family. I love that. So there's many changes in technology and things like that. So how do your teams or like your projects are coping with that?
Yeah, exactly. That's been the big challenge for us with the Windows Community Toolkit is, we started in 2016, really focused on, the Universal Windows platform, which was the newest Windows stack at the time. And now things are changing to this thing called the Windows App SDK and WinUI 3 as the new UI framework. And so, we really kind of figuring out in our repository, how do we take our existing code and target this new platform. We ended up creating a whole separate fork of our Windows Community Toolkit, and that's not really an easy thing to maintain and start
Oh,
porting code over all the time and trying to reach our existing UWP developers as well as this new platform, even though things are 95% the same. And so to kind of get into this issue, we created this new thing called the Windows Community Toolkit Labs. And so this is a whole new repository for us that we've been building, really looking at all of our different processes and infrastructure and kind of creating this whole platform for us to not only make it easier to build these components, easier for us to collaborate with others to build them, but also easier for us to test, as well as not only with a single code base reach our existing UWP developers, but the new Windows App SDK environment, as well as using a technology called Uno platform, which lets us take our existing UWP or Windows App SDK code and run that on Android or iOS or even the web with WebAssembly. So that's really exciting as well. So now we have a single way with a single code base to take a component and run it across any of these different environments that share the same kind of UX stack technology, or at least that are 95% similar. And so this really kind of opens things up for us to reach a broader set of audiences. And create these new ideas, iterate on them more quickly, collaborate more easily with others in this space, and build these great things and make it easy for anyone who's has an existing app and is looking to migrate or expand to other platforms, or bring things forward on top of the newest technology. If they're using these components from the toolkit, then the work's already done for them. Like, they're just going to work between these different environments. That's what we're working on and testing, especially with these new components. And then our next step kind of later this year is to bring this technology to our existing some of our existing components from the toolkit in our next major release. So lots of stuff we're going and doing right now, but this is the exciting new stuff that we're working on.
Wow, it is really exciting indeed, and like there's so many different things. So you know what, I'm sure now that you will come back and tell us more. We'll start digging about that labs for Windows.
Yeah, I can kind of show you a bit of a quick preview here. We have our sample app actually live in the web. As I mentioned, like with Uno platform, we can build things and ship them on WebAssembly. So if you go to toolkitlabs.dev, you can check out some of our controls. One of our biggest new ones is the settings card. But yeah, we're going to bring on Niels, one of my coworkers here in the future here, and kind of he can deep dive into some of these components and other experiences that we're working on in labs. And we can talk a little bit more about this project and what we've been doing and how it works.
Well, thank you. We'll make sure to include all those links that you mentioned in the show notes, and looking forward to have you again on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Frank. It's been a pleasure being here. Thanks for having us.